I'm Susan, and Bobby's not here because Bobby's busy. But thankfully, I'm joined by the fan favorite of Season 2. Welcome, Dauntasia, everyone.
Hello, everybody. It's your girl, Dauntasia Da'Baddie. We about to get up into this aftermath episode, girl.
So now, what have you been up to since your season?
What have I been up to? Good question. Thank you for asking me that, Susan. Everybody go stream the song Video Games by Lilith Violet featuring me, the baddie. The best part of that release, it's a bop. I put out that song. I've been doing other collaborations on other programs and everything, and competitions and stuff, and guest judging. I also have my own program, the Baddie Ball and everything, so y'all go check all that out.
You saw the commercial for it 2 episodes ago. If you haven't gone, go again. In fact, I'll play the commercial right now.
It's your girl, Dauntasia Da'Baddie, and welcome to the Baddie Bakery. Follow my Instagram drag competition, the Baddie Ball. It's at the Baddie Ball. Bitch, tune in. We have a new season starting. Now, can I cook? No, but what I can do is sell you these baked goods. Yeah, look at that. I'll see you there, baddies. Mwah. Is this on?
Why did you smother cake all over yourself? What an interesting choice.
As a big bag bitch myself, I always stay hungry, you know? And who doesn't love cake? Yeah.
Diabetics, so probably footsie.
It's season 3 and she's still big. I wish she would give us some, versatility, you know what I mean?
So should we get into this episode?
Yes.
So the episode starts and it's all about Gwen figuring out how to use her power-up. Do you think she was smart trying to make everyone happy?
See, just like I think it was Robert said in the episode, so when you try to do that, there's always gonna be somebody who's not gonna like the decision or whatever. So honestly, it's best to just do what's best for you. But if you want to play the game like she was playing the game to please everybody so it doesn't bite you later on, sure, go ahead. I think it was fine.
I think it really put an interesting spin on giving everyone what they wanted, so they had no excuses. Everyone got who they kind of said that they wanted to be paired with, so there was no excuses for if you did bad, and some of them I wouldn't want to work with. Now, if you were on season 3, who would you want to pick for your partner?
For this challenge, probably Smokey. I think I vibe with Smokey the best. Maybe Heavy. I would like to work with Heavy. I think Heavy has a good head on his shoulders. Probably Smokey or Heavy. Those are like 2 standouts to me probably for this challenge I'd like to work with, yeah.
I feel like the best partner would be Hennessy, because I just feel like Hennessy is just so grounded in everything. It's like, I feel like I would be able to pitch anything to Hennessy, and Hennessy would be able to understand it and know what to do with it.
I could see that, yeah. She's very down to earth. She's very like, well, we can work this out, you know what I mean? Yeah.
Should we get into the challenge?
Sure. Which pairing are we starting with first?
Let's start with Gwenacy. I was kind of disappointed by Gwen.
See, their whole musical theater kid thing, I thought it was cute, but it kind of got boring real fast. I love their little nuances and everything. I just don't know if it was the most funny. But it was cute and kitschy. They weren't terrible. I think their team, they did the job. But was it the most funny? No, not really.
Yeah.
Will I remember it tomorrow? I barely remember it now.
I feel like what it was lacking was surprise.
Yeah.
A lot of their scene was kind of a comedy no-no in the sense that they did what you would expect a theater kid to do.
I agree. They didn't really have anywhere to take it. They kind of just proved their point of theater kids being annoying or whatever. And it was like, okay, but what else? Am I wanting to tune into the next episode? I mean, if it's on, it's on. If it's not, it's not.
I mean, for me, if it's on, it won't be for long.
Very that. I think they were fine overall. They were very safe.
So how did you feel about Alex and Neon?
Alex and Neon. Okay, I have to go back and forth with them because the first time I watched it, I did not like it. I was not gagging. I was not living. The second time I watched it, I was like, okay, I'm picking up some things that they're putting down, but it seemed like they weren't on the same chip. You know what I mean? Like they weren't playing the same game. Even though I know like Alex was supposed to be the dumb, like, oh, I don't know, but you know, PhD, whatever it was.
She left her PhD in the oven.
Yeah, I just left it in the oven. I feel like she had some funny moments, and Neon I felt happened to kept wheel her in to try to move on the points of their conversation or whatever. Like that's what it felt.
But I think that it kind of worked in a weird way. Like at first I'm like, it felt a little bit more genuine. It was a very creative take.
It felt like a script at first, but then towards the middle, it felt like they were just going off cuff. And I was starting to live, and I was like, okay, you know, I thought it was cute.
And what did you think about Robert and Heavy? Because those two ended up in the bottom.
I don't think about that part of the episode. At least I try not to. Going into this, I was very excited for them. When it started, I was like, ooh, okay. I'm like, let me be hopeful. Maybe it'll go somewhere. And then it didn't. Well, it did go somewhere. It just went down. Specifically with Robert, was he trying to be macho? I don't know what he was trying to do, but it wasn't working.
He was trying to be macho for like 4 seconds, but that one just is so goddamn gay. He could hold on to that masculinity for a split second. I think that's where the joke should have been. He should have been a faggot. But like, I'm just trying to get buff so I can get more girls.
Exactly, like play into the, I didn't know if I could say faggot too, because I was about to be like, girls, it was low-key giving faggot central. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I think that would have been cute to really play that up, because I don't think what he was trying to do, I don't think he could do. And then I could tell the line reading, it was just kind of like, it felt so fake. Like it did not feel, like nothing felt genuine, everything felt scripted. Boy, that poor baby boy, he is not an actor, so sorry.
I feel like the chemistry should have been there, and it kind of wasn't. They're going in with a script, so they can't find the jokes because they didn't put them there. Liquid Chicken was funny, but like...
Liquid Chicken was funny. I do remember that part. Their jokes that they had, I feel like a lot of them didn't land because of delivery. Because I do think this sketch could have worked. I just think the delivery was just, it was kind of making them sink. And I know I could tell Heavy was really trying.
Because like Heavy's got everything, and they were so happy to see him in the bottom. They're like... They were over the friggin' moon.
They were like, bitch, pack it up, send them home. They said, shoot, we'll buy his ticket. Next.
Speaking of sending home, Shafrania and Stella, everyone thought they did so bad. I don't know what they were watching.
I don't think they were watching. I think it was a preconceived notion. I think they just were tired of Stella. And I just think they undermined both of them being like two of the international ones, you know, and maybe not have been so funny leading up to this point. But their actual podcast, like, I want to know what happened to Shafrania. I want to know who murdered that bitch. I'm invested. I would, if it's a subscription, bitch, I'm paying it. I lived. I liked it.
It was Anastasia.
Honestly, I'm not surprised.
I thought they did such a good job because they took it in a direction where it's very recognizable as a podcast, but it was a parody of a podcast. Smartest way to do that.
Some of the cast, I just don't think they got it. Because I remember some of them were saying like, oh, Stella was so bad and she was off. And I'm like, girl, it was purposeful. She was purposely like awkward at those points or like behind for comedic effect, and it worked. Or at least from what I got. And I thought it was funny as hell.
We're going to talk about the case of who murdered Shafrania as Shafrania is actively being murdered.
Right.
Chef's kiss. That's comedy gold. I don't
comedy
know what
gold.
The rest of the cast missed.
I love the part when they were doing the callers, and they had the voice. She was like, "Stop calling my phone." She's like, "Boring." Next. That was so funny. That was so smart.
The podcast girlies, a lot of them are horrible. I got what they were doing. It was great.
It was like they slam dunked it this week. Like they ate.
Finally, we have Smokey and Transgenifa.
The dolls. I thought this was really good on one part. Smokey did the assignment. I thought her jokes landed. I felt like I was watching this, This was the one where I really felt like I was watching like a normal, natural, oh girl, what's the tea podcast, you know what I mean? Smokey really invited me in. I love the visuals that they had and everything. And I was like, okay, she really sold me. I was like, I know this girl, I know what she's doing. I think she's charismatic. I was sold. And then when we got to the other side of the screen, I saw a character and I didn't know who that woman was and I did not want to know anymore. And I live for trans. The thing is, Transgenifer herself is a character. So her trying to be this other character, it just felt weird. Cause Smokey felt so natural and then Transgenifer, try to say that fucking 5 times, just felt so unnatural and it was not reading good at all. I do not think she did well.
Her natural energy really is like podcasts that you would listen to all the time. You didn't need a script. You should have just been yourself and talked.
Yeah, no, I agree. It was just kind of like, okay. So I really thought she was being delusional at the end of the episode.
Especially with the runway that she had, which, let's get into that. The runways.
Who we starting with first?
Let's start with Transgenifer. I don't think that was the most tarot. It was pretty, but like Damien Mean Girls said it himself, it was a sheet.
Baby, it was a sheet. Was it a fitted sheet? Sure, but it was a sheet, girl. I thought she looked good. This was very soft for her. Love the hair on her. When you look at it, does it give you tarot? Not really. Maybe more goddessy, maybe. But no, did not really get tarot. I thought it was fine. I think for her, it was different because, you know, she does a lot up here. You know, so she was probably like, oh, I just want to give soft because, you know, I don't give that. But it was just kind of like compared to a lot of other runways, like a bit lackluster.
Yeah, unfortunately for her, this wasn't the week to give soft because everyone gave pretty amazing runways. Smokey with the big yellow sheer, like almost an organza, just like all around her head, like that.
Yes, the all that tulle. She was an event. I thought it was sickening. It was a little bit like African too. Like I love the staff too. I loved where she filmed. I loved how she sold it. I thought it was beautiful. I loved it. She completely ate that. And yellow looks so good on her.
Moving on to Stella, everyone said that she should go home, but she had probably my favorite runway.
Oh, really? Okay.
That suspended round bit behind her that I couldn't even figure out, like, how is that attached? She looked incredible. It was an excellent day for her, and I don't know why everyone said that she did the worst.
I thought her runway was sickening beyond. Like, I loved it. The whole black silhouette. Just, I don't know how she attached that. But bitch, go. I thought she looked beautiful. It was death, right?
It was death, and she gave it.
I thought it was sickening. I thought she was sickening in the challenge. I thought she was sickening on the runway. I don't know what they were on, but you know what, Stella? I have been in your situation where everybody, you know, doesn't see you when you're clearly killing it. So girl, you ate this week. Girl, don't pay those bitches no mind. You ate, bitch.
Shafrania, unfortunately, did not do so well on the runway. She looked a little bit more like Jesus of Nazareth, not Jesus Vice. It was rhinestoned in a pattern, but the pattern really didn't do her any favors.
The thing about Shafrania is, specifically on the runway, it's either she hits it out the park and you're like, wow, or it's like, what is this? You know what I mean? It's like a mixed bag with her. And unfortunately for her this week, this might have cost her a top placement.
Between her and Stella in the challenge, she was my favorite. The way she committed to being hit in the head with the set. We won an Emmy. We got it. Thank you, Shafrania. But like that runway, damn. Oof.
The runways, especially this season, they can help you or hinder you, girl. They've saved some people from the bottom. They've kept some people from the top.
So speaking of the bottoms, we had Heavy Cream and Robert. Let's talk about their runways. I think Robert had a lovely runway, no notes, great job.
I have one note.
Ooh, what's the note?
I love the color. I love how he sold it. I love the mug. I actually really do like this outfit. Love red on him. You look so good in red over there. My one critique is the corset piece we're wearing. I just wish it was just like, it was snatched a bit more. That was literally it.
Yeah, it just needed like a dart.
Yeah, it was kind of giving break. But everything else was sickening. I really like this look.
I feel bad saying this, but Heavy Cream's runway had all the correct pieces with the worst proportions. I think the ruffles needed to be bigger. The balls in like that scarf thing needed to be either significantly more plentiful or just bigger balls. It's not putting the proportion in the ways to make it grand and silly and light enough, and it just feels smaller than it really is.
I love Heavy Cream. I live and breathe for most of everything he's done so far. I do not like this. I like the message. The Jester? Is that what it was?
It was the Fool.
The Fool. This look was the Fool, unfortunately.
Ooh.
I love, Susan. I like shapes about this, right? Okay. Maybe if the color blocking was different. Like, I love the trans colors that you went with. I just think you had too much of some color here and not enough here. Maybe if it was recolored. I think I like everything right here.
I see what you're saying about the colors because it feels like there was no color contrast. Like, I'm imagining if you put it in black and white, it would all look the same color.
Yeah.
Now, Neon, I'm very surprised. I did not see it for her.
Miss Neon Noir kind of gagged. I love this, actually. I don't think that I really have notes. I really liked everything about this runway this week, actually.
Everyone was so gagged that Neon and Stella were in the top. Look at their runways. These are the two best runways. This is why they're in the top. You all did mid on the challenge, except for Smokey, who did amazing. So we gotta go by the runways. And they had great runways.
They did. Neon really ate this week. I honestly was like a little gagged that Neon was like in the top. Like, I love the runway. I thought the runway was sickening. I thought they were good in the challenge, but like you said, a lot of other people were kind of mad too. And I think Shafrania's runway brought her down. I think if her runway was better, I think she would have been there over Neon for me. But I'm happy that Neon was in the top because they did a good job, and their runway was sickening. So yeah, I actually thought that Alex could have been the bottom. I thought her runway was beautiful. I thought it was good. I thought it was beautiful. She was beautiful.
Alex looked stunning, and she always looks stunning.
Oh yeah, I thought she could have been the bottom. But after dissecting Heavy's runway, along with their performance, yeah. But no, Alex looked gorgeous. That color on her, I love it.
Let's talk about the moon. Like, Hennessy, woo, that must have been so heavy.
That little twink trying to carry that, I was like, girl, help her. I thought she looked gorgeous. I love the dark blue of the gown in that crescent moon. I didn't like this like aqua blue of that hair. And I wish she did like a white hair or like maybe even black would have been fine. I just did not like that aqua color hair before.
I was paying attention to the hair a little bit less than I was paying attention to the pulling at the midsection where the moon kind of like met the rest of the outfit. Yeah.
The piece itself as a piece and the fact that she made that is so cool and so sickening. That detail right there, I agree, could have been cleaned up a bit more.
It was not a bad runway. Like this is nitpicking.
Oh, for sure.
I'm not mad. Gwen looked so cute. I wish it was just grander. The materials looked like something that you would take from a child's bedroom.
That part, like it didn't really bother me. There's nothing, like it could have been bigger, but I like it. I was fine. It was good.
It was good, but in terms of like this runway where everyone was pretty good, even Shafrania, even Transgenifa, they didn't look bad. They just looked less good. Like, this is a runway season.
Oh,
these geese are fucking biting. They are good. So the lip sync was Evacuate the Dance Floor by Cascada.
I love this song. This is one of my favorite songs. So when this was the song, I was like, oh girl, we're about to be in for one. But when I found out who the bottom two was, I was like, Oh, but that's how I felt about a lot of lip syncs up to this point. How about you go first? You share your opinion first, Susan.
That is very much a drag queen song.
Oh,
That is
for
a
sure.
drag queen song.
For sure.
Like, no offense to drag kings who like Evacuate the Dance Floor by Cascada, but that is a real drag queeny song.
Yeah, I was kind of like, okay, we'll see what happens. It was kind of a murder on the dance floor. I don't know, I felt kind of bad.
I feel like at that point in the competition, everyone's thinking, oh, odds are someone will do worse than me. But someone has to be in the bottom.
He said in his confessional that he was ready. He said he was ready for it. If that was him when he was ready for it, I'd hate to see him when he wasn't ready. I think Heavy did Heavy, and the thing is, I don't even think this is Heavy's best performance. I think Robert really thought he was gonna gag when he pulled the sunglasses out. He was about to be like, oh, this is my moment. This is where I'm taking it. And baby, that was not it.
It was a cute moment, but Robert, I don't know if you could look into the other screen for me, but you're being danced circles around.
I haven't noticed back on like week one, he's just a very like chilled back, relaxed just performer, you know? So this was very out of his element.
Yeah, this is a song that kind of asks for some kicking and like really showing us some energy, and I'm right there with you, Robert. I get tired too.
It's Evacuate the Dance Floor, dance.
It's not Evacuate the Church.
It was very like, you know, like doing this competition specifically, you know, there's some songs that some people in the cast are like, oh, I'd eat that up. But you don't know when you're going to do it well and when you're not, when you're going to get to do that song, you know. I'm sure you weren't going into, what was that Nicki Minaj song against Trisha? I'm sure you weren't going into that. You're about to eat her up.
So next week is the Pokeball.
Yes, a design challenge with the theme. My favorite.
Honestly, season 3 is turning out to be excellent TV.
No, because I was nervous at first because, you know, we weren't seeing a lot of action happening in the Discord. But now that we get to see all the confessionals, oh, this is a key.
This has been another wonderful episode of The Aftermath. Tune in next week for more Drag Duel, I guess. And if not, then I'll find you and I'll get you.
Oh.
Bye.
Bye-bye.